Okay, in everybody's life, sometimes you get thrown a curveball. Last week, our washing machine quit on us. Middle of a cycle. It was filled up, did the agitation thing, and stopped just as it got to the rinse cycle. No matter where I pushed and turned and all that, I couldn't get it to go. Now, I've got an older washer. Some people tell me it's time to get a new one. This one's from 1999. So it's not one of the new computerized ones. It's still this old type. But what happened is this over here quit responding at a certain point in the cycle. So I had to figure out what was wrong with it. So here we go. I've already done this. So you take these trim pieces off right here. This is a Kenmore 90 series. And right down here on either corner are two little screws. These are Phillips head. We're going to take those out. And they don't take very much. They're just like that. But what's nice about these older washers is that they're basic mechanical with some electronics, but they're not computerized like the new ones are. The fancy ones, a lot of nice features, but you have any trouble with it, you got to have a technician come out. He'll hook his laptop up to it. He'll run it through a diagnostic program and tell you what program failed. Well, here, you flip this up, and you've got, here's your water level pressure switch over here. This little tube so that it can tell the air pressure of where the tank is. It changes that, all that. But here's our problem over here. This is what failed on us. So we're going to remove this and replace it with a new one that I picked up on Amazon. This is the timer controller mechanism. And like I said, you can get it from Amazon. Just one thing you got to remember, right here, California residents, there's cancer causing properties in there for California residents. So if you live in California, be careful. Everything causes cancer. But we're going to take this off, and this has two clips to it here and here that can be a little tricky to get off. So we're going to work that off right there. If I can get that to pop loose. There goes the first one. And the second one. Okay, second one's giving me a little trouble. We're going to change how we do it. To get the knob off, push it in. That's where you turn it like that. Well, turn it counterclockwise and it'll unscrew. You get that unscrewed. The bezel pops off. Now there's two screws right here. You can either use a flathead or, oh, I don't know what size that is, maybe a 7 or 8 millimeter. And just unscrew that. And it's just two screws holding that in. They're little bitty screws. Like that. And real handy if you don't have one. This is one of those multi-use screwdrivers that you flip it around. It's got all kinds of different ends to it. That end you can use as a driver. That end you can use as a driver. Little drivers there. You know, Phillips. You flip over the Phillips. You got a flathead. You know, different things you can do there. real useful. Okay, so flip that over. Now we have better access to get this piece off. And I've already cleaned it up because I took this apart the other day to figure out what was wrong with it and to try and get it to work a little bit. But if you look at that post right there, you can see a little bit of a burnt spot right there above that post. That contact got hot, arced out a little bit, and wasn't working right. So, like I said, this is a 1999 model, so lots of years of use, lots of pet hair and dust and everything get up on there. It's not surprising something went out. So, got the new piece. So, it plugs in here. Get that piece plugged in. Make sure it's turned off. Get that new one up inside there. All right, there we go. Now we just take our screws and put those back in. And I've got my hand under that just to hold it up in place so the holes line up. Screw those back in. Okay. Maybe use the new screws that came with it because, hey, in the last 24 years, they might have changed the threads. So let's get this up in here. Try it with these new ones. That's a different size. So we are going to see if that works. All right. Like I said, this screwdriver comes in real handy. It wasn't that size, so I pulled the tip out, use that one. And look at that, starting to screw in like it's supposed to be. Oops. Dropped it down in the gap, but if you have a little magnet, this one happens to be on the end of a screwdriver, that works perfect for getting those out. Let's get that. Okay. This is why we do this kind of thing. Because life doesn't always make things easy. All right. And we got those screwed in. Now, we pop our little piece back on here, and it is grooved, so it goes on a certain way. That way everything just kind of lines up where it's supposed to. Then you put your knob back on. Alright. Now let's give it a little test. And hey, she's working. It's filling up there. We'll take that. We'll run that down here to alright. I'm hitting in between cycles. Alright. And everything seems to be working there. And we just put it back together just like we took it out. So I'll finish putting that back together, screw those in, just pop these end pieces back on and just snap on. But just because something breaks doesn't mean you have to throw it away. Sometimes you can just buy a new part, throw that in yourself, and you're right back to running. Have a good day.